Hello, Mark Crossfield here. We're going to take a look at Shane Lowry's golf swing today. Some footage I filmed at the Wales Open. He was joint second, I think he finished in the Wales Open. We're going to take a look at Shane's swing, talk a little bit about some of the very good kind of looking positions he gets into, and obviously impact places or placements he applies. But also a couple of quirky things that you'll see in his swing, which you'll see with all golfers, PGA Tour to amateurs. And I think he's a great example showing how if you get impact right, you can do whatever you want in some other places. Let's take a look. Let's get stuck in. Okay, Shane Lowry, having great season, solid player. If we take a look at his swing here, we've got some high def footage. There's a lot of interesting and good movements in here. I wouldn't say Shane's swing on camera, on TV, people would call it one of the classic movements. But there are some very fantastic positions. So he's in a hybrid here. His hands look slightly low at address. Compared to others, it obviously works for him. The lies of his clubs will be set up for his dynamic impact, which is built around obviously the way he stands. He's aiming off to the right here, so don't be fooled by the I'm slightly shooting down the range and he's hitting off to the right. So when we take the club back here to first parallel, say around here, club looks like it's behind the hands, but that's so much more to do with camera angle. That's actually quite a textbook position you would see most or lots of very good players hit. You also see lots of great players not hit that position and they're still great players, but that's certainly first parallels, very textbook as we would call it. As we take him on, now gets slightly more quirky to himself. We see a slight kind of picking up of the hands and a rolling of the wrist, which in effect might twist the face, what people will call into an open position, so slightly twisted position from its kind of beginning relationship. And we see that at the top of his backswing. So we see a couple of things. Quite a cup in his left wrist. He's obviously got control of the face because he is finishing joint second, one behind a leader in a European Tour event. So that's something that people can call a fault, but it obviously works for him. He's got control of the face. Hands are maybe a little lower than some others, and he does get a fraction, what people would call, across the line with the club pointing off to the right, just a fraction. Now, as he starts his downswing, really interesting here. Look what's going on. If we take him to his last parallel here, it's almost identical to the backswing. Fantastic position. Very, very textbook. He's got the club face possibly turned a fraction more up to the sky than some others in this position. Well, we did see that twist on the way back, didn't we? Obviously, he's not quite got it all out here. But look at the pinky. Can you see that? Look closely at that finger, little finger on the right hand. It is not on the club. Now, post comments, guys. Does anyone know anything about Shane Lowry's right hand little finger? Has he got an injury? I mean, that finger is not... I've never seen that. It's quite unique for him. Obviously, it's going to do nothing, but I've never seen it hanging off the club like that before in a golfer. Now, when you get to this position, you couldn't tell that anything slightly unconventional would have happened on the way back, because it's just textbook. Coming into the ball, he's got his weight on his left side, right foot coming up, right knee kicking across. He's got his hips have opened up, his shoulders have opened up. He's letting go of his angles. He's holding on a little bit to his right arm, elbow angle, not straightening that, not a problem. And then a great hit through the ball. And again, the parallel through impact, almost mimicking the one just before. So from kind of waist height to waist height for Shane, it's as textbook as it gets. Classic as it gets. Some of the stuff that goes on in between, pinky coming off, slight rolling of the wrist, that cupping of the left hand and maybe a fraction across the line, whatever line that means, at the top, is kind of irrelevant. If he's getting waist height to waist height that solid, you can see why he's as good a player as he is, can't you? Coming through to possibly a, just a stunning classic follow through, full follow through, massive shoulder turn, right foot come right off the toe. See how the knees are touching? I like that. So he's driving that right knee towards the left knee, not pushing it out, which is a common thing with amateurs. It's a really good looking swing. There's a few quirky things on the way back. He's hitting some solid positions. I'd love to know what's going on with that, if he even knows he's doing that. I'm sure he does. There must be an injury preventing that from getting on the club, I would imagine. But yeah, waist height to waist height, so coming into the ball, doesn't get much better than that. Great player, great results, having a good season. Missing Ryder Cup spots, I don't know by how many, but he must have been relatively close. He's had a pretty good year. It'll be interesting to see how he goes in future seasons. Shane Lowry swing, guys, post comments down below. Love to hear what you got to say. Love it, hate it, let me know. Post comments, we'll speak to you soon. So if you like what's going on here, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. Also thumbs up the video, post comments, love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show, get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching. Hello, Mark Cosfield here. We're going to take a look at Shane Lowry's golf swing today. Some footage I filmed at the Wales Open. He was joint second, I think he finished in the Wales Open. I'm going to take a look at Shane's swing, talk a little bit about some of the very good kind of looking positions he gets into, and obviously impact places or placements he applies, but also some of a couple of quirky things that you'll see in his swing, which you'll see with all golfers, PGA Tour to amateurs, and I think he's a great example showing how if you get impact right, you can do whatever you want in some other places. Let's take a look. Let's get stuck in. Okay, Shane Lowry, having great season, solid player. If we take a look at his swing here, we've got some high def footage. There's a lot of interesting and good movements in here. I wouldn't say Shane's swing on camera, on TV, people would call it one of the classic movements. But there are some very fantastic positions. So he's in a hybrid here. His hand